All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. And man, it's not quite as hot as it has been about 2 weeks ago, but I tell you what, that humidity sure has made it unbearable out there. You have to get up every morning with a little jigsaw and cut your own little square of atmosphere out, just carried around in your pocket all day just about. But I tell you what, we're going to talk fishing anyway, because that seems to be what everybody's topic is about, is where the fish are. And we've got two great guests on here tonight. One of them actually does this for a living. He's a good friend of ours, Brian Carper. He's out and about all over Old Hickory, Percy Priest, all around, and he does not only just fish for bass, he fishes for anything pretty much that swims. He'll try his best to catch it, and he does a real fine job of pleasing customers and keeping them coming back. Along with him tonight, we have another guest with us, is Fred Van Hook, and Fred is here representing the Wilson County Board of Realtors annual black bag tournament. Now, it might be all bass this time, it might be total weight. It used to be a black bag tournament, but we're going to talk to Fred because he's got a real good cause that this tournament goes for. We want to enlighten you on when and where that's all going to take place and how you can get involved. So let's broaden out and introduce our guest to us today. Here we have Brian Carper. Brian, thank you so much for being on the show, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
And I tell you what, we just barely got you because you're also a Rutherford County EMT tech. That's correct. And do you have to actually do the driving sometimes?
Yeah, every day. Sometimes the highlight of my day, and sometimes it's the most frustrating part of the day. But I think I do a good job.
You did. Brian had to bring a patient to Nashville.
Yep,
from
Nashville.
Was it from Smyrna?
Yeah, from Smyrna.
From Smyrna. So he had to leave his truck, and we'd already made plans, and somebody's going to take his place tonight, and he's going to give him a break and let him come on the show. Well, he had to make this run to hit that Nashville traffic.
Yes.
And it was a dead standstill.
It was. I try to avoid in Nashville anyway, and possible. But for that job, you got to get down here sometimes and just cross your fingers. You're not doomed.
And hope for the best.
The Lord was with me today, and I made it here, so I'm glad
That's
to
right.
be here.
You even went back to Smyrna, got your truck, changed your clothes, and got on the road. And all of this was about, what, 7 o'clock?
Yeah,
something like that?
Just a few minutes ago. And I think I need another tank of gas. That's okay.
I heard that. Well, Brian, thank you so much for being on here. You have Carper's Guide Service, and how long you been doing this? Because I've known you for a long time.
Yeah, this is we're wrapping up here, coming to the end of our 7th year.
Yeah.
It's been our busiest year ever.
I remember when you first started.
Yeah, I've been grinding out, for 7 years, and have slowly to some, maybe quickly, built a pretty good business.
Yes, you have.
Where we are slammed and have a lot of great customers that say we do a good job. So we just keep.
Now you got some
trying.
other guys that work with you up under your umbrella.
Yeah, that's correct.
How many guys? Because at one time it was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm up to 5 right now.
Goodness, it is better then.
Yeah, it's busy. I do a little bit more managing than guiding to a degree, but we do a lot of trips.
And now you will go for bass, crappie, catfish, bluegill, just about anything that swims.
Yeah, we've added some additions for striper and hybrid. Most of our trips are bass and crappie.
Right.
2 different groups of customers with the bass and the crappie. A lot of family-oriented trips with the crappie, but those are our main 3. We'll go for some bluegills when they spawn for fun, but about all the trips are those 3 species right there.
To be successful as a guide, because we may have some viewers out there, that are tinkering with maybe becoming a guide one day. To be successful at being a guide, first off, you got to be a people person.
Yes, yes.
And because now tell the truth, you've come across some people that you just wished you'd have said no to.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the truth here, and there are days that we go 4 to 5 hours depending on the fishing, and we do I might look at the clock and say, this is going to be a 4-hour day.
It's going to be a 4-hour day.
But that does not, we've done over 1,000 trips, and I can count on one hand how many times I've done
That's
that.
a good deal.
Really had some tough trips.
You're like me. You find out that most people that hunt and fish are just good people.
Yeah, they are. And in this line of work, a lot of people come with the best attitudes.
They do.
You could have someone out there that might not be easy to handle, but you'd never know it because it's their day off of work, or they're out with their kids, and they're out for a good time, and that's usually what we get. So
I'm glad you said the kid thing now, because the kids have gotten better. That's pretty important. A lot of people now are starting to focus on bringing the family, and you offer family plans.
Yeah, we do. We take a lot of fathers and sons. We did a couple specials with the Boy Scouts this year, and went and taught them some tips and techniques for beginners, and gave them a discount and sale to come out and enjoy a memorable trip with their father. I think we pushed it around Father's Day, so. We try to involve, and it's great trips. I put tons of pictures up on the website.
Yes, you do.
But it's the ones when you have the 5-year-old with his first fish that is really one that someone wants to frame.
Well, good, because I want you to be thinking about some stuff.
Okay.
I want you to think about the most memorable trip that you've had as a guide.
Okay.
And then we're going to share that story with everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me go back to it. I want to get to Fred. Fred, buddy, you've been doing this tournament, and it's coming up the end of this month.
Coming up July 28th.
July 28th, we're going to be out there at Flippers, Bull Creek.
That's right.
And this is the Wilson County Board of Realtors tournament, and it's what it's been. But
so I won't get in trouble, let's get the name right.
All right.
It's actually the Eastern Middle Tennessee Association of Realtors.
Okay.
A little longer name.
Okay.
But so I won't hurt anybody's feelings.
I heard that. I heard that. Well, but
anyway, they've been sponsoring this. This is the 20th year.
That's what I was going to say. This is 20 years this year.
Right.
So this tournament's been there for a while, and it's always been right around this time.
Right.
And we've had some good years and some slim years. Seems like when the economy got real bad a couple of years ago, we had a couple of slim times there, but seems to be coming back.
Well, if you remember, back in the early years, we had 2 a year.
Yeah, that's right.
Spring and fall, and they were all, let's say, successful. Okay, and we did have several of the black bag tournaments.
Yeah, and we enjoyed those.
Yeah, well, yeah, we really did.
But now it's total weight.
Right.
It's total weight.
Total weight.
And what's the charity that we're going for? The benefits and all that. You got benefits for this one, right?
Yes, down through the years, we've kind of leaned toward helping the children.
Right.
The children's programs, and I was, in fact, I was president of the board of directors of the Middle Tennessee Youth Emergency Services.
Right.
And name on it. I didn't run it, but anyway, for several years that was our primary beneficiary of the tournaments. But each year we've chosen someone different, like the Potter's House. We've done last year. Actually, I broadened that a little bit, and we helped out Joseph Storehouse, which takes in not only the children but families too. Right. And help them provide food for them.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, hold those thoughts. We got to take a break. We got to take our first break and visit some of our fine sponsors that make this show available to you each and every week. So hurry back with more of Southern Woods and Waters. This segment is being brought to you by Stan Sloan Zora Bait Company, where setting the hook is an everyday thing. This segment is being brought to you by Fate Sanders Marina. Come by and check out the jewel of Percy Priest Lake. All right, this week's Piece of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing. Thank you, Andrew, because it is gearing up. They're gearing up for the deer season right now. That is a short, just a couple of months away. So can you believe it? It's that years go by real fast. Hey, here we got from Wes Sneed. This is my good friend Wes and Billy Sneed up there on the Barron River up there in Kentucky. They were at the R&W Marine Tournament on July the 15th. And from left to right, you can see Terry Adams. He won the big fish with a 5.09 pound largemouth. Then Bobby and Robbie Pettigo got first place with a total weight of 16.25 pounds. Then Billy and Wes snuck up there with second place with a 16.14 pounds. That's pretty close. Hey, I appreciate those guys very, very much. They're awesome. Hey, here's one you got to look at right here. This is Steven Johnson. Steven was on the show not too long ago. If you remember, he had the turtle, and he was calling it the bombshell turtle. He was on the show describing that. He actually went up to Turtle Lake in Michigan, and look at there, what a great northern he picked up off of that bombshell turtle. And by the way, he caught a ton of smallmouth on that bombshell turtle. So great job, Steve. Then here we have first place. This is Bud and Josh Cagle, and they came in with a 7.98 pounds. And our next picture here, this is Andy Jones and Ed Jameson with 7.03 pounds. Yep, right, second place. I'm sorry, second place with 7.03 pounds. And then our last one here is Wayne Godfrey and Tony Farrell. They took third place with 3.48 pounds. So we really appreciate that very much. You can send your pictures to us here. Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com. And by the way, those of you that have texted me your pictures, Andrew promised me after the show he's going to show me how to get those from text to email.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Because I tell you what, I can't do it. Joy and I were about to pull our hair out last night trying to figure out how to get the thing to do that, but she can do it. She did. I know. I'm trying to make it sound great.
It's good to
but
have
hey,
one smart one in the
yeah,
family.
one smart one in the family is all our family can handle. I tell you what. But Fred, let's talk about now. Your tournament is coming up July 28th.
Right, Saturday, July 28th, and it is at Flippers.
Right.
At Bulls Creek Launch.
And it's first come, first serve as far as you're doing the flights again by the numbers of
That's
going
right.
out?
It's actually we'll draw.
Okay, it's
Draw
going to
that
be a
morning.
draw.
Yes.
All right, so
Draw
doesn't
your
matter
number.
if you come in, if you send your payment in early or if you register to the day of.
That's right.
It's going to be a draw. Okay, that'll be great.
Well, just to give them a little incentive to register early, you know, and their entry fee is just a little bit less, you know.
That's right. That's right. So the good thing is, and then the first place is guaranteed first $1,000.
$1,000.
$1,000 for first place. Second place, or first place and second place, big fish.
Actually, we're going to have two big fish prizes. We've got $300 for the biggest fish, and then $200 for the second biggest
Second
fish.
place, biggest fish. All right. So
And all the other places will be determined by the number of entries that we have.
and you're going to pay back for every 10 boats, one place for
Yeah,
every 10
something
or
like
something
that.
like
Yeah,
that. I believe that's what
I
Flipper.
kind of worked that out with Flipper, you know.
That's right.
He's better at that kind of thing than I am.
He's been doing a bunch of them.
He has.
Fred.
He's done it for a while,
he,
hasn't he?
he does a bunch of them. All right, but that's what time will registration start? Because you got a crew there early,
We'll be there at 4 o'clock.
ready to take their
4
money
o'clock,
and
ready to
ready to
take
get them
mine.
going.
That's
And then
right.
blast off is at Safe Light,
At Safe Light or near 6, whatever.
right? And then it ends at
At 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So we can
that's-
beat the heat.
That's 7 hours of fishing
That's plenty.
out in the heat. That's quite a bit.
When it's 90% humidity and 104, that's plenty.
It is.
I'm like you now. I asked Brian a question before we went to break a while ago, and that was, what's your most memorable trip, Brian? Because every guy's got one. And what's the best one you've been on?
There was one several years ago where I was with two kids, and I think both of them had a fish on and dropped the rod in the water at the same time.
Oh,
And we were kind of darn we lost the fish. I'm kind of darn I lost the rods and the fish. But nevertheless, we stayed in that area, and I caught that one rod with the other one stuck, and both of those kids got their rods and their fish back.
now were those your rods that you were letting them use?
Oh yeah, those were the finest all-pro rods.
Oh, man.
Yes.
A man will go diving after an all-pro rod.
Yeah, I've dove in a few times until I realized I got my phone and my camera and my wallet in my pocket. I realized that's not such a good decision.
No. But a man will give up $800 worth of electronics for a $240
Yeah,
rod.
there's something about
all-pro
watching
rod.
that rod sink slowly that says, I can do something about this. And maybe it's not the best decision, but you get it back
I
sometime.
tell you what, now I got to tell you the same things happened to me. I had a all pro rod. Of course, that's all I fish was all pro, and I love them. And I went to cast, and my hands were real sweaty, and I just didn't realize how sweaty they were. And then it's
gone.
Well, no, luckily it wasn't a real long cast, so it hit the boat. The cork hit the side of the boat, and Joy and I both, cat-like reflexes that we have, we were right on it, and we got it. Just Joy swooped down there and got it real fast and saved us.
Yeah.
And so I carry a towel now, Brian.
Yeah,
I carry a towel.
Yeah,
because if my hands slightly feel sweaty, I'm wiping them off.
Yeah, and then some of those fish, those smallmouth, I mean, you get hit hard, and they rip it out hard. I mean, you got to be holding on. So it happens. They will pull it out.
I'm glad you said it. Now, Old Hickory is not known for smallmouth, but there's a few in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there are. And actually, a couple years ago, one of my guides who worked for me, and good friend, Billy Harris, broke the smallmouth record on Old Hickory with almost a 7-pounder. And he's from up north, and he used to catch a lot of smallmouth. He just, had the techniques and stuff to zero in on those a little bit more than largemouth. So there's quite a large population, not as large as the largemouth, but a man can catch one over there.
Well, when you got Cordell Hull that's above us, and it's full of smallmouth, and you got Cheatham that's full of smallmouth, I mean, it just...
Yeah.
I mean, 1 plus 1 equals a mega, smallmouth fishery that Old Hickory has, but it's just not known for it.
Yeah.
And I believe it's because there's so much territory for that smallmouth to be in.
Yeah.
They don't bite a whole lot.
Yeah, that's very well possible,
But they're there.
They are there.
They're there.
Lake, deeper, those rocky drops and points, they're there. If you wanted to catch something, you'd really have to get your smallmouth gear together and say, this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go for smallmouth. Because you can get
dedicated.
That's right.
And dedicate yourself to doing that.
Yeah.
And it'll make a better fisherman out of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just 1 or 2 rods would probably make a better fisherman out of me, because I got 12, 14 out there, and, you end up
Don't
just
say that's bad, because that's what I've got Joy believing that 12 or 14 is just right.
Well, I still think I need 1 more. So, I mean, there's something wrong with it.
I heard that. Let me ask you something, because we may have some viewers out there who would like to be a guide. We spoke, first off, you got to be a people person.
Yes.
What's some of the other things you think that's necessary to be able to be a good, and let's leave off the equipment. We're not talking about equipment. Let's just talk about the person. What do you think?
Number one, it's your personality. You gotta like working with people. You gotta learn and be able to work with different types of people. If you don't, you ain't gonna last long. I don't care if you catch 100 fish a day, you ain't gonna last long. To follow up, I'd say there's got to be a good knowledge base or a passion in the business side of it.
Right.
You got to keep that phone ringing, and being an entrepreneur, and if you're providing for your family or even doing it as just a side job, the phone doesn't just ring. You can put ads on TV and this and that, but you really got to get out there and make the phone ring and just get as much exposure as you can.
You do, don't you?
And that's the key thing. That's what's hard day to day, is you can go to lake every day and catch fish, but to let people know you're out there. You do this. Fishing Guide isn't real mainstream. People don't think on Junior's birthday, well, we could go to Chuck E. Cheese or get a fishing guide. It's not really up there on entertainment or recreation. Right. And as I've told people throughout the years what I do, a lot of people are like, oh, that's awesome. I didn't know I could just take my son or my neighbor out, and we just show up and pay, and you don't have to do anything. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know. So a lot of it's that exposure.
That's right.
So that's probably the hardest part, to be able to do it consistently, long term, and be successful.
And Brian, you're right that a lot of us now as professionals, and I'm not talking about professional fishing, I'm talking about professional business people, people that work in the business market. We don't think about fishing anymore like we used to. In the 70s now, when I was in the oil field, fishing was a big part. I mean, when we got off, we got paid on every 2 weeks. A lot of us went fishing on the weekend, and so we'd hire a guide and stuff like that. But that's kind of gone away. And now we've got corporate businesses and stuff like that. And it's good if you can get in there and try to help some of these people realize that, hey, some of the best corporate decisions are made right out there on the water.
Right. That's right. There's a lot of people that go golfing, I think, to make those decisions and have those business conversations that don't like golf.
That's right.
Or would love the opportunity to go. These can go golfing or these could go fishing, and they got to know you're out there. But that's a great market.
Even though all right, say somebody has the passion and they have the patience and they have the personality, you still you need to have knowledge of fishing, of course. You need to have some basic knowledge of fishing. The amount of time, I think, is a big part of it. You got to dedicate a lot of time to it. On the average, how many days of the year would you say that you fish?
Oh man, anywhere from 250 to 300, I'd say. My boat's out some ramp.
I'm
on some water, yeah.
All right, hey, we got to go right now and do our product of the week, Andrew's telling me, so let's go do it now. This week's product of the week is being brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center. We sell tires for the way you drive. All right, where we're going to take you now is to our good friend, Stephen Hedrick. He's going to tell you about some things coming down the pipe that's already here, and take a look at Punisher Lures.
This is your Hail Mary. The reason I'm showing you this is some people have had complications putting the skirt on. And I'm going to show you this so that you can see. Right here. Put this on. So simple the hook is. Just goes on like this. Don't even have to have split rings on it. Okay? It's on. Okay? There you go like that. Then this is your skirt. Using the skirt, a lot of you people don't know, always use the long end. All you have to do, put it right in there, right in the middle. All you do is slide it up on there. Here's your split ring, and what we did was we made it an extra wire long enough for a skirt to go up over the split ring and set up on that. Now, this is how simple it is. You just run the skirt up to the split ring. Then all you do is push with a little force, and it's up over the split ring. That's how simple it is. Now, the skirt can't come back off because of the split ring, and you have the hook on it you want on it. You done see one over here with it on there. Take it just like this, like that, right up through there, push it right up through there like that, right up through there like that. Then look at here. You've got this bait right there, and that's a haddock on the back of that. And you can use it in so many different ways. I've had these guys from Kentucky Lake, from Arkansas, Missouri, Texas, Lake Fort. You just put your hook right there with your bait. Put this right here like this. Voila. Look what you got. Then just pinch the tip of the hook underneath the bottom. Just like this. And if that floats, guess what's going to happen? It's going to stand up just like that on the bottom. Okay? Right on those breaking ledges, Lake Fork. It's going to be dangerous. There's so many ways that you can use this thing.
All right, welcome back, and we hope you enjoyed that. Now let's go take another break. We'll visit some of our fine sponsors. We'll be back with more of Southern Woods and Waters. This segment is being brought to you by Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, welcome back, everyone. And you can call us in this section. This is 615-737-7767. We're talking about fishing, all types of fishing, Brian, on Old Hickory Lake, Percy Priest. So if you have the ability or want to know some things, a fishing report or something, now's the time to call, because Brian's right here in studio with us and he's able to answer your questions. Also, Fred's in studio with us also, Fred Van Hook. If you want to talk to him about how to register for this upcoming tournament, and please, I'll tell you what, this is awesome. I've been with it for quite a while now. I love it, Fred, and all your fine people. You've got just a great amount of people that come out there and help you with this.
We do.
Men and women, and they are from checking boats and registering and making up sausage biscuits and coffee and putting them in bags and just everything.
And they'll be there before 4 o'clock too.
And it goes so smoothly, Fred. It really does. It's a neat deal. Everybody gathers around. Flipper does a blast off. It's done safely and quite professionally, I might add. And y'all just do an awesome job.
Well, that's exactly what we want, because we're representing our profession as well in this, you know.
That's right.
And the Association of Realtors. And they're sponsors, you know. And I've had the privilege of doing this ever since day one.
And you've done a good job with it.
I'm expecting to get put out any time.
Yeah, no, it'd be hard pressed to get anybody else to do this. And we got Gib. Gib, how can we help you tonight? Just hold on just a second, Gib. Where is the there it is. Can you hear me, Gib?
I can hear you.
All right, sir. How can we help you tonight?
Just going to say thank you to Mr. Carper there. Kids are the next generation, as y'all well know.
That's
and
right.
I talked to you last week about lake reports and such, and it would just be really fun to have something on your show or your website that was related to kids and their fishing reports with local waters. And I just think that would be really fun. But y'all have a great show, and I've just loved watching you and get a lot of information from you.
Well, thank you, Gib, and thank you for that idea. I may have to call my webmaster on that.
I might beat you to it.
No, you're not, bro. But thank you, Gib. We appreciate you, buddy. And Robert, how can we help you tonight?
Yes, sir. I was wanting to know what the thermocline is on the Priest right now, and how it's affecting crappie.
All right.
Mm-hmm. The water's down, and it has changed some things as far as the location for the crappie. What I found is I've just been out a little bit further in the lake, the same depths. You know, I fish this time of year anywhere from 10, 15, 20 feet of water, and I have a lot of brush piles and trees out there. We use minnows and jigs. And instead of fishing the trees that we normally do that are maybe in that same depth but further up on the bank, I've had to explore and find some trees that are deeper out and near the channel and deeper water to find the majority of the crappie. You can still catch them shallow and even 10 feet or less, but to get in the schools, the concentration of the larger crappie, you know, it's that deeper bite that's a little bit further off the bank this year.
Are you talking the 30, 35 foot range now? You backing off of that?
No, we'll still stay in, you know, 10, 15, 20. But since the water's lower, it's not in the same 10, 15, 20 as it is when the water's up. So we'll just back off, and we have to use different areas. We can catch them in 30, but a lot of the key areas we find around 15, 20 near channels and points. Those are the ones that replenish quite quickly, and we can you know, consistently catch crappie.
Great. We hope that helps you, Robert.
Let me ask you one more thing.
Okay.
Is most of the biting happening from the Hobson Pike Bridge down towards the dam, or on the upper end?
I fish probably 95% of the time from Hobson Pike up. I like the contour of the lake and the ledges and the drops, and you have shallow areas.
You talking about like Pools Knob, Bronx
Pools
Grove,
Knob, Fate Sanders, Four Corners.
Yeah,
those are key areas. I put a lot of hours in on those areas of the lake up of the Hobson Pike.
All right. Well, great.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
You're
Robert.
welcome.
And we have Jesse. Jesse, how can we help you tonight?
I'm going to ask, are they ever going to restart snatching for shufflebill cats again?
When is the shovel bills going to start?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about shuffle bills.
Well, now they're you can catch them down below the dam. There at Old Hickory, but now there's a season for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I'd have to read my.
Blair would have the answer on that.
Dayton Blair would have it.
He would have the answer.
But I tell you what, Jesse, let us find out, and we'll try to tell you during this show, okay? Let us find out from the handbook, and we'll let you know, okay?
Okay. Did you check down at Cheatham Dam too?
Yeah, we'll check for you on Cheatham. I think the season is statewide. I think it goes all the way across the state, but there is a season for Shovelville. Let us find out, and we'll see if we can't get it right back to you during this show, okay?
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesse. And Chris, how can we help you tonight?
Hey, evening, guys. How are y'all doing?
Just fine, Chris.
I was wanting to ask your guy there if he does any kind of like guide services for handicapped individuals. I work for a local wheelchair manufacturing company, and we're always looking to broaden out into different venues like that. And just wondering if he could help us in that area, or knew of anybody yourself that could help us out.
That's right.
In that area. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.
I've had several clients before with handicap needs and accessibility to a boat, and we have been able to do in the past, in my early years, a few on pontoon boats where we've been able to, to transfer them to the boat, be able to secure them and cruise on the lake and crappie fish in areas where they can drop a line and reel fish in and have a great time on the water. I haven't done that in several years, not for any particular reason, but we do have the resources, and it is something I know that we would love to be able to invest into and to get folks out, and outdoorsmen and fishermen that would love to enjoy the sport of fishing. So it is definitely something that we can do, and we'd probably like to do more often.
All right. Well, I tell you what, stay tuned, everybody, because Brian's going to give out his website address. And if you really want to get interested in, if you are handicapped and you want a great guide that does not have a problem with taking you out there and showing you where his fish are, Brian will be glad to hear from you on your website.
I would love to help any way I can.
All right. And then we got Randy. Randy, how can we help you tonight?
Are they going to have the outdoor show, the expo, over to Fairgrounds this time? Now I'll hang up and listen.
All right, Randy. Well, unfortunately, they are not going to have it at the Fairgrounds this year. It will not be at the Fairgrounds, and it was scheduled, but they've since canceled. But let me give you some good news. I tell you what, with some great news, is that August 4th and August 5th, Joy and I will be going to the Calsonic Arena in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and they are hosting a huge hunting and fishing show. It's going to be down there. It's the first one of it that's ever been in Shelbyville. And if you know where the Calsonic Arena is, that's where they do the Tennessee Walking Horse Championships. It's all an indoor facility, and it's just a great, huge facility. But there's going to be everything for hunters and fishermen. We've got vendors coming from every which way to be a part of this. The guy that's running is Tom Williams with Both Barrel Promotions. He's going to come on the show in next week and just talk to us a little bit about it and try to get you stirred up and interested in it. Pine Creek Archery is going to have an archery tournament there. Also, we're going to have a 20-target archery tournament that's going to be indoor, and we will give away prizes. Get you ready for the deer season that's coming up, but there's going to be lots and lots of fishing in there also. So great venue. Come on down there. August 4th, August 5th, Shelbyville, Tennessee, Calsonic Arena. I believe admission is $10. So no better way in the world to spend $10.
Yeah,
all right.
that's right.
Hey, we got to go do our tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is being brought to you by Interstate Batteries of Music City, located at 3729 Highway 109 North in Lebanon, Tennessee, home of your alternative power source.
How y'all doing? I'm Billy Blakely, head guide up here at Reelfoot Lake. I got a buddy of mine with me, Craig Salabore, a.k.a. Salad Daddy. And Salad Daddy, you got a little thing in your boat you like to use when it gets as hot. Why don't you tell them about it?
Well, with any kind of outdoor sport, the key to it is staying power, in my opinion. You're duck hunting, you want to be warm and comfortable. You're out here in the height of the summer. you want to stay a little cool if you can. So I have a 110 converter on a battery system that I use to power a fan that has a bucket of ice water in it, and it blows an ice cold mist on you while you're bluegill fishing. And it will give you staying power.
Hey, I like the sound of that already. And that'll help you stay on the water a whole lot longer where you can enjoy fishing all day.
Everybody else is inside. You're in the heat of the day catching the fish.
All right, that is Salad Daddy, and I tell you what, Joy and I just love Salad Daddy. We went to do a piece on Lake Reelfoot, and it just, the timing was just bad. I meant the bluegill weren't cooperating real well, and the moon phase was off, and all kinds of things. But Salad Daddy's told us we could use his yo-yos. We sat out there and used his yo-yos, caught a world catfish, and we had a great time, salvaged the whole trip. So thank you very much. Hey, we got to take a break. When we come back, Joy's got another killer recipe coming to you. Hurry back to more Southern Woods and Waters. This segment is being brought to you by Advanced Chiropractic, where we help America feel great, one spine at a time.
This week's Recipe of the Week is being brought to you by Broker Headquarters Group. Let our team in Camo help you with all of your real estate needs.
All right, I tell you what, I had a friend of mine sent me a text this week, Brother JR, and he was a superintendent over all Tennessee Assemblies of God, and he said, Hugh, he said, take a look at this, and he said, I've got crawfish etouffee and I got fried crawfish tails, and I'm down here in Texas. Is this kosher? So I texted him back. I said, no, Sha, it's just good. But I tell you what, Joy loved the idea so much. She saw that plate. She said, you know what? I think I can do crawfish etouffee. And so Joy's got a really quick recipe on how to make crawfish etouffee. So Joy, take us on down there to New Orleans, huh? You gonna take us down there to New Orleans?
Yes, sweet darling, but what you've been eating for 2 days is crawfish etouffee. This is not crawfish etouffee.
It's crawfish Creole?
It's a casserole. This is a crawfish casserole.
All right. But, hey, tell me, you got 2 Yankees over there with you.
My buddies.
Yeah.
My buddies.
We got Ashton Jones and Ty Campbell. Yeah. They played with the Donaldson Yankees this year. So great job. I helped coach them and was very proud to do so.
Well, and Ashton's dad grew up with Monica and Kimberly, and they live in Brandywine, a couple of streets over from us, and he's never been here before, so he came to the show. His dad is orthodontist.
Jody Jones.
Jody Jones, Dr. Jones.
That's right.
And old Ty Campbell. And I want to thank Fred. I didn't know. I've known Fred all my life. We're both in real estate, both brokers in real estate forever, and he brought us a tape tonight of his songs. He writes songs, face it, his wife, and also for 50-something, is that what you said? 50, how many years?
55 years.
55 years. So thank you so much. I can't wait to hear
He's
it.
only 54, but he's done it for 55 years.
Okay, let me tell you what it has, and I just called Phil to get it on the website, so we're working on that right now.
Okay.
Since we've been changing the website over, but it is 2 pounds of the crawfish tail. The only place Hugh and I have been able to find it is at Walmart.
That's right.
They're in the frozen food department, and there's 4 cups of wild rice in it. I cut up some fresh garlic, fresh onions. It had.
Let Ashton's got his hand in the way right there. They're trying to see.
Okay, put your hands down, Ashton. Okay. And then we took the garlic, fresh garlic and onions, and sauteed it in 2 tablespoons of butter. Mm-hmm. And then we added a can of tomatoes, 16-ounce can, and 1 large can of tomato soup. Put it in the oven and baked. You just mix it all together. It's so simple. It really is easy. And we put it in the oven for 35 minutes at 325, and it is good.
It's good.
It really is.
All right, Joy.
The recipe will be on. It's not on yet, but I will have it on tonight, hopefully.
All right, and it'll be on Southern Woods and Waters website.
Thank you, guys.
Click on recipes, and thank you, Miss Joy, and thank you, Yankees, for that great rendition there of taking everybody to New Orleans. All right, we are in the press. I want to say, you know, we saw that product of the week a while ago, and Brian, you said you didn't. That's the first time you'd ever seen that Hail Mary.
Yeah, never thrown it, never seen it.
See, now I'm telling you right now, that's why you come to these kind of shows, so you can live and learn, die and forget it all. No, but it is a great, great product. Let me tell you, Punisher Lures does an awesome job making the Hail Mary, and it is a very versatile tool to use in your arsenal. So it's great. Like he said, it'll do like a Sweet Beaver looking thing. You can put a trailer on it. You can put a skirt on it. You can put a worm on it. You can take these Sneed 15-inch worms, these mega worms, and throw on there. All kinds of different things that you can do out there to entice that bite. And that's what it's all about. I mean, if you're fishing Old Hickory and Percy Priest, there's not a lure these fish have not seen.
No, that's the truth.
And it's just all in how we're going to present it to them next time. Right. Whether or not you come in with a nice catch or not depends on that.
Yeah, where are the hungry ones?
Well, I won't find those hungry ones. I like the ones that you send down the buffet.
That's right. Starve them for a little while and then let me go.
That's right. But I tell you what, Old Hickory, Percy Priest, Brian, is it getting better? Are we losing ground? What do you think? Because you're out there a lot more than the rest of us are.
I think it's getting better. I don't know how many years in a row I've caught a bunch of 9.5-inch crappie and keep going, well, next year we're going to have so many 10-inch crappie. And then every year it seems like there's a bunch of 9.5-inch crappie. But it does seem like, at least for myself, speaking, our numbers have increased with throughout the years on the crappie. I mean, it's not hard for us to go out and catch 20, 40 crappie all year round.
That's right.
In the middle of the summer, a lot of people put it up in the summer, and it is hot, and it's a different technique, tight line in the deep water. But you can catch a ton of crappie, and it's a great, great time to fish.
I had a question for you earlier. I thought about this. When you were talking about, when you're catching a 9.5-inch crappie, of course, you got to let them go. But if you're bringing them out of deep water, do you have to fizz those also?
No, I let them go, and they don't come back up. So they seem to be going. I let them go quickly,
right?
And throw them, put them in the lake. They go down quickly, and they seem to be fine. If you keep them out of the water for a long time, or if you, not that we ever put 9.5-inch crappie in the well, but if you had a bass that was maybe a 14-inch you want to take a picture of or something, and then you put them in later, those are the ones I fizz, and you got to get the oxygen out of them. But a short period of time, from my understanding, the air does not expand quick enough to where they can't get back down and get rebalanced.
And that's a good point too, because I was just wondering, are crappie a little different than bass that they can adapt to going down very quickly or coming up quickly and going back down quickly?
They must be, because bass, if you pull one out and put one in the well, they'll float up really quick. You have to fizz them, and I don't know all the science, the anatomy of the crappie, to a degree sense, but I do know that if I let them go, they go back down and they stay down. So hopefully,
even a crappie's eyes are different. Their eyes, the movement of their eye is different than a bass. A bass can sit around and look around, but a crappie just looks up. He goes from straight out to up, and they really don't feed on anything below them because they can't see. But a bass can. A bass can see all. He is a predator.
And I tell you though, I've put that theory to test, and I joke around with some friends, and we fish our minnows and jigs. A lot of times the minnow's right on the bottom. And a lot of times I scratch my head because I'm fishing an 8-foot tree. I'm 2 feet off the bottom, and we're killing them. And I go, I believe some of these fish are coming down.
I heard that.
Call me crazy, but I think there's some truth there.
Hey, let me tell you, we got our next segment here. We've got a great giveaway for you tonight. We got some Yum products here, all kinds of different things that you can do with Yum, and we have some Sneed products right here that you're going to love, and some Sloan baits in here. Be the 5th caller, 737-7767. You are the winner. Take home a nice package that you could be using right now. So hurry back with more of Southern Woods and Waters. This calendar of the week is being brought to you by Drycon Carpet Cleaning. Give us a call or visit us online at drycon.com. All right, welcome back, everyone. And we're looking at Saturday, July the 21st. We got the USA Bassing. That's Old Hickory Lake Shoots Branch from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can contact Jim Anderson at 305-3978. Then we got the Old Hickory Bass Tournament Trail out of Long Branch. That's Mike Boland and his team, Mike and Nina Boland. You can that's from 5:30 to 1:30. That's at 596-4582. And then the Cedar City Bass Anglers is going out of Old Hickory Lake on flippers. Old Hickory's going to be busy this weekend. And that's Adam Sharp, and you can contact him at 418-2822. And then Music City Bass Anglers is going out of Old Hickory Saturday night. And that goes from 7 o'clock p.m. till 3 o'clock a.m. on Sunday. It still gives us the opportunity to go take 3 hours nap and then get up and go to church. So, hey, again, I forgot Friday, July the 20th now, tomorrow, the Middle Tennessee Crappie Club is going to go out of Lake Normandy out on Barton Springs there from 8 p.m. until 2 a.m. This is a night crappie fishing tournament. So it's going to be awesome right there for that. And then next weekend, we've got, of course, we got the Realtors tournament here, the Bass Classic, Realtors Bass Classic. That's going to be the 20th annual fishing tournament. Old Hickory Lake Flippers, that is July the 28th, Saturday. We're going to be going out of that. $1,000 guaranteed first place. You can contact Fred Van Hook at 477-2984. And then the Bass Weekend Series is going to be out of Kentucky Lake, out of Birdsong. So that's going to be a good place to go also for you guys that like to fish Kentucky Lake. Then the Montgomery County Bow Hunters is having an IBO shoot. And get this, this is going to be at Haynes Bottoms. So this is one of the first times I've heard of them having an archery shoot at Haynes Bottoms from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call them at 931-216-8532. Then Old Hickory Lake Bowman is going to have a tournament on Sunday, July 29th. And then there at Shoots Branch. And then Friday, July 27th, the Netminders are going to be at Center Hill out of Hurricane Bridge from 7 p.m. until 1 a.m. You can contact Chris Warren at 931-261-5197. And August 4th and 5th, and I'm just to give you a little deal, August 4th and 5th, Shelbyville, Tennessee at the Cal Sonic Arena. Come by and see us. Joy and I will be down there with all our friends and sponsors. And we're going to have a booth set up to where we're talking about hunting and fishing all across Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Northern Alabama. So come on down there to us, and we'll be at the Cal Sonic Arena. And we got about a minute. We got 45 seconds. I'm sorry. Brian, thank you so much. Brian Carper with Carper Guide Service. You can check him out on our website if you need to get a hold of him. We will get you to him, I promise. Great guy that loves to bass fish. Also, all-pro rod man, too, I have to say. Fred Van Hook. And listen, he has got this CD that Joy was talking to tell you about. Thank you very much, Fred, for bringing this up. Contact me through Southern Woods and Waters. We'll tell you how to get a hold of Fred and get a hold of this. This is some of the classic gospel music of all times, and he's been doing this for about 55 years. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wear those personal flotation devices. We'll see you next week with more of Southern Woods and Waters.